The money didn't disappear. It was never Microsoft's. And once the platform shifted, it never came back. Before the iPhone, Microsoft already had a phone strategy. In early 2007, Gartner estimated Windows Mobile had about 18% of the smartphone market. From the outside, that looks like momentum. From the inside, it felt like control. Windows ran the world's computers, and Microsoft expected the phone to become a smaller PC. Then Apple walked on stage. Steve Jobs unveiled the iPhone in January 2007. A few months later, Microsoft's CEO Steve Ballmer mocked it and said there was no chance it would gain significant market share. That moment matters, not because Ballmer was stupid, but because the reaction was rational. The iPhone was expensive. It didn't have a physical keyboard. It didn't look like an enterprise device. And Microsoft's entire business was built on a simple truth: protect the platform, protect the profits. Here's the trap. Mobile wasn't a feature upgrade to Windows. Mobile was a new operating system era. In June 2007, the iPhone shipped. In October 2008, the first commercially available Android phone, the HTC Dream, arrived. And suddenly the center of gravity moved from the desktop to your pocket. But the real platform shift wasn't the touchscreen, it was distribution. In July 2008, Apple introduced the App Store with 500 apps. And within days, users had downloaded more than 10 million apps. That wasn't a feature, it was a new economy. Developers went where the users were. Users went where the apps were. And the loop hardened into a moat. Microsoft, meanwhile, was still trying to evolve Windows Mobile. Windows Mobile 6.5 was a stopgap release in 2009, before the full reboot to Windows Phone, which means Microsoft wasn't just late to a product cycle, it was late to an ecosystem cycle. Microsoft did reboot. Windows Phone launched in 2010. It was a clean reset, a new interface, a real attempt. But ecosystems don't wait for good intentions. By 2013, Windows Phone's market share peaked at just over 3%, according to Gartner, and then started sliding. And by 2014, IDC data shows the scale problem. Roughly 34.9 million Windows phones shipped versus 192.7 million iPhones, and nearly 1.1 billion Android handsets. So Microsoft made a last-ditch move. It agreed to acquire Nokia's devices and services business, a deal widely reported around $7.2 billion. A year later, Nokia's phone business was inside Microsoft, but it was already too late to change the outcome. In 2015, Microsoft announced a major restructuring of its phone hardware business and took an impairment charge of about $7.6 billion tied to the Nokia acquisition. That's the part people remember, the write-down. But the write-down wasn't the real cost. It was just the receipt. The real cost was invisible because it lived in opportunity. The iPhone didn't just create a product category, it remade Apple, helping turn it from roughly a $70 billion company into one of the world's most valuable, largely driven by the iPhone era. By 2018, Apple became the first US public company to reach a $1 trillion market cap, built on the back of the iPhone ecosystem. And Apple wasn't alone. Android became the dominant global mobile OS, and the phone became the default gateway to commerce, media, payments, identity, and attention. That entire platform layer, worth hundreds of billions in market value, profits, and strategic control, never belonged to Microsoft. So what does 400 billion gone mean if we're being strictly factual? It doesn't mean Microsoft had $400 billion in cash and lost it. It means, depending on how you measure the value created by mobile platforms and ecosystems, Microsoft missed a compounding opportunity that easily reaches into the hundreds of billions. And once the world standardized on iOS and Android, that opportunity became effectively irreversible. That's the lesson Bill Gates' Microsoft era leaves behind. The company mastered platform dominance on the PC and then applied defensive logic to a moment that demanded reinvention. Because the most dangerous decisions aren't reckless. They're the ones that sound sensible. Protect the core, wait until the new thing proves itself. But in platform shifts, waiting is a decision, and sometimes the cost is the future. If you want more stories about rational decisions that quietly shape the world, subscribe. No hype, no shortcuts, just consequences.